Last week we began the scrutinies, and for the sake of everyone here, as usual, there are 3 scrutinies, and we do them at each of the 3 masses each successive week, so that all of you may have a chance to see one. And last week, I told you that the purpose of the scrutinies was to expose, then heal all that was sinful and weak in you, and then to strengthen all that in you that was already good. And so that implies that you have both good and bad in you. You have both light and dark, both evil and good in you. And what the church wants is to build you up, and that it implies also conversion, that you're moving from darkness to light. There are people who go from darkness to light like that, I guess, but it seems like the usual way of conversion is a path of conversion, which takes time, which takes work, which takes openness to God and God's Holy Spirit moving within you. And today we hear the story of the man born blind. And immediately that phrase comes up in the first line of Scripture, of the gospel story today. He was born blind. It wasn't something that happened to him at 5 years old, or it wasn't a work accident that happened later. He was born blind. There was something in him that was fundamentally wrong from the beginning. And so we think immediately of original sin, because it wasn't something that he or anyone else could fix. We heard in that the man say, it's unheard of that someone brings sight to a man born blind. So original sin is something fundamentally wrong with human nature. And each of us is born with that blindness, in that darkness. Right? Each of us is born under that curse. And only God can take it away. Only God can fix it, which Jesus did on the cross. And then in baptism, we appropriate it. It's given to us, that gift, in each of us, and original sin is wiped away. So those who are baptized have already begun the process of conversion. And those who are not baptized, while maybe, obviously, you're turning your sight toward Jesus, you're turning your mind toward God, your life toward God. But God will take away this impediment that only He can take away. But conversion, as I say, is a process. It's not a one-time event for most people. Right? And so what we think about this week is that you allow yourselves to enter that process. Allow God, little by little, at God's tempo, at God's time, to change those things in you that need to be changed. So it requires 2 things of you. 1, that you're open to being changed, and 2, that you're willing to let go of the things in you that are evil and not of God. And so last week we talked about turning away from sin. This week the message is a little bit different. And there's a line in the baptismal rite for infants. It goes like this, and I'll change it a little so it's directed to you. See that the divine life which God gives you is kept safe from the poison of sin, to grow ever stronger in your heart. And so, even though with baptism, God takes away the stain and the curse of original sin and any personal sin, still, sin grows in us if we let it, right? And so, keep the life that God's going to give you safe from the poison of sin. That's what sin does. It poisons us, right? Poison comes in and spreads. And so what the church is asking of you by implication today is keep your life from any new sin. that'll come in and start to spread and poison your life, poison what is good, right? And let the life that God gives you, that God's giving you in this process, to grow ever stronger in your heart. Okay? You're not alone in this. This is what we are supposed to be modeling for you, is that we also are on the road of conversion. We also, to one degree or another, still have sin at work in us. But we also, to one degree or another, have God's life at work in us. And so what our responsibility is to you is to show you what it looks like to continue to walk towards God, continue to open ourselves toward us. Let God take away what is evil in us, and let God build up stronger what is good. Hopefully you see that in us. If not, we're not doing our responsibility toward you.